Paul Erdős and the Mystical Art of Mathematical Communion. My brain is open. With this disarming phrase, the legendary mathematician Paul Erdős would announce his arrival, not merely at the doorstep of a colleague, but at the threshold of an extraordinary cognitive mode. His modest luggage, often overflowing with mathematical papers rather than clothes, concealed the vast intellectual terrain he carried within. Erdős, 1913 to 1996, the eternal wanderer, had no home, few possessions, and no interest in conventional comforts. His life was devoted with almost monastic intensity to a singular aim, the pursuit of mathematical truth. Yet the astonishing output of over 1,500 papers was not the product of solitary brilliance alone. It arose from a deeper, almost mystical praxis of collaboration, a form of mathematical tantra, in which the fusion of minds gave rise to insights unreachable by isolated thought. Erdős lived like a modern ascetic, detached from material anchors and national affiliations, traversing the globe not in search of shrines, but of fellow mathematicians, those rare souls with whom he could engage in what amounted to sacred ritual. To declare his brain open was to extend an invitation to transcend the ordinary. Whatever space they occupied, a kitchen, an office, a hallway, became, in that moment, a chamber of shared cognition. Collaborators often describe a kind of altered state. Time warped, ego receded, and ideas flowed in seamless synchrony. Individual contributions dissolved into the current of mutual insight. This was not mere teamwork, it was mental entanglement. At the heart of Erdős's worldview lay a singular metaphysical conviction, the idea of the book. This mythical tome, in his imagination, contained the most beautiful, elegant proofs of every mathematical truth, a divine manuscript penned by some cosmic author. Though a committed atheist, Erdős revered the book with unwavering devotion. "You don't have to believe in God," he once said, "but you should believe in the book." His was a kind of mystical atheism, a belief in a transcendent order of mathematical perfection, a Platonic heaven of ideal forms. To glimpse its pages, Erdős believed, often required collaboration, the synchronizing of complementary minds to unlock revelations otherwise hidden. His method was tantric in essence, a deliberate merging of cognitive energies to birth something greater than either mind alone. Erdős brought to this fusion an uncanny intuition for patterns and deep structural symmetries, often bypassing conventional steps with his famous pronouncement, "Trivial." His partners frequently provided the formal rigor and precision necessary to anchor these intuitive leaps in sound proof. Together, their minds became a transient, unified intelligence, a kind of supermind capable of perceiving forms and connections beyond the reach of either individual alone. The much-referenced Erdős number, which measures degrees of collaborative separation, charts not just academic proximity, but the vast network of potential cognitive resonance that radiated from this singular nexus. Maintaining these exalted states of mind required more than mere will. Erdős's legendary consumption of caffeine, and later his controversial use of amphetamines, substances he claimed his mathematics suffered without, can be seen as attempts to prolong and intensify this shared mental elevation. His eccentricities, his idiosyncratic lexicon, and his disregard for conventional life structures were not just quirks, but deliberate constructions of a personal reality, a field in which the mundane was suspended and the extraordinary could unfold. He created, around himself and his collaborators, a distortion of ordinary time and logic, one that nurtured insight and blurred the boundaries between minds. The results of these sessions were more than theorems. They were crystallizations of entangled thought, artifacts of a collective cognition that momentarily pierced the veil and offered a glimpse into the book. These proofs were not just intellectual milestones. They were the incarnations of a process that transcended the capacities of isolated genius. In this way, Erdős's legacy far exceeds the sum of his mathematical contributions. He proposed a revolutionary model for intellectual discovery, one that defies the myth of the lone genius and replaces it with a radically open ethos, an invitation to communion. He demonstrated that the most profound truths may not lie within individual minds, but between them, in the shimmering space where intellects meet, resonate, and co-create. "My brain is open" was more than a declaration of readiness. It was a sacred gesture, a summoning of the collective spirit of inquiry, and a testament to what becomes possible when minds dare to merge in the pursuit of elegance, beauty, and truth. It continues to echo, reminding us that insight often emerges not from isolation, but from profound entanglement, a mystical union in the name of mathematics.